It's day 30 of the Walk Off the Weight for Women Over 50 series, and I've got a total body walk for us. Grab your dumbbells and let's go. All right, Killer Bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. Have your dumbbells completely out of the way, and let's get started with our warm-up with some arm circles and high knees. Now today, you can really, truly have your dumbbells like completely out of the way. I've got a great total body workout for us, and welcome to it, by the way. I'm Paula B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. Around here, we are walking off the weight the whole month of January, and here we are on the penultimate day, and I am so excited, as you well know. I can't even stop myself from saying it, so now it's just something I say every single time, all right? All right, we're agreed. I'm just gonna always be excited about the workouts, but today I have something that's kind of unusual for us, because we are doing all cardio and then we are doing all strength. We're not trying to go back and forth. We're really getting like 2 workouts in one. We are getting a total body walk and strength workout today that I really like challenging myself to do different kinds of workouts. I mean, you know, I've been on YouTube for 7 years, and I gotta be honest, I love having different kinds of workouts, and I challenge myself almost every time we get in front of the camera to do something at least a little bit different than I've done before. Let's go ahead and do some arm crossers with booty kickers. So here's what it looks like. I've got the handy dandy gym boss set for 20-second intervals, and it's gonna go pretty quickly. I've got a relatively long handful of low impact cardio exercises for us. Low impact, of course, means that there's absolutely no jumping. There's never transitions to the ground. And because it's only 20 seconds, it's gonna move pretty quickly from one thing to the next. We're gonna go through that whole list of exercises 2 times. And so we're gonna really get our cardio on. Now, of course, because today is meant to be moderate, because moderate is how we lose weight, you are gonna wanna manage your heart rate. You are gonna wanna think about, okay, I'm not trying to go too fast or too hard here, but it's also not the entire workout. We get to do slow moving strength afterwards, which is its own special challenge. In case you've never done a workout like this before, I don't very often. It's its own special challenge to suddenly be moving very slowly for strength after we've been doing a good little chunk of cardio. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes, because welcome to my home. Oh, Blossom's got her do not disturb on now. Mama, are you still talking? Yes, I am, darling. I know some of your husbands probably do that too, right? You guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get the timer going. We are gonna go ahead and get started with some walking. Help yourself to take, honestly, this whole workout, I mean, every workout ever with me, at whatever pace works for you. But I always like to start with a little bit of walking, just so that we can kind of mentally ease our way into this one, which is really a bit of a metaphor for what we're going to talk about today, about easing our way into weight loss. Okay, when it beeps, let me tell you right now, we're going to do papa squats. Not like father squats, but like pop a squat, and then hands go up. It's a little pop and a big hands up overhead. You do not have to come all the way down in a squat. You never have to squat with me. You are absolutely welcome to just push your booty back a little bit, or you could just do some kicking if you would prefer. We do have some squats and lunges today. Feel free to do your own kicking. When it beeps, here we go with day breaks. Feet are tapping from side to side. Hands are swaying gently overhead as though we are at a Barry Manilow concert. You guys, when it beeps again. We're doing something I call punching curtsy steps, and I want you to know that this is actually not meant to be a lunge. We're going to be, it's essentially this side-to-side tapping, except it's a little bit bigger, and as we are stepping that way, we're punching towards that foot that's going back behind you, so it's a big twist right in the middle. When it beeps again, we're going to do half jacks, which is exactly what it sounds like. We're doing half of a jumping jack. Excellent job thinking about pulling in your core when we're doing this kind of twisting. Actually, always thinking about pulling in your core. Here we go. Nope, it already beeped. We're doing half jacks right now. Oh my gosh, you guys. I have already told myself that this is going to be tricky because of the 20-second intervals, and that's what I'm thinking about. When it beeps again, we're going to do skiers. Hands are going to be going up and down in front of us. Feet are going to be shuffling back and forth behind us, or underneath us rather. Awesome job. Moving Run at a pace that feels good. I know that when we go between exercises kind of quickly like this, that sometimes you might be just as muddled in your head as I am when it beeps. I'm scooting over here. We're going to do big arm side shuffles. It's a little bit of a shuffle from side to side where we're making a big circle right in front of us. I do get a little bit of a hop into this one. You absolutely do not need to. You can shuffle, like fully shuffle your feet, or you can get a little bit of a pop into it if you'd like to. When it beeps again, we're doing dancing X's. Hands are going to be nice and wide. Feet are going to be nice and wide. We're going to meet in the middle with a big crunch. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. Whoo, doggies. I'm already slowing down a little bit because when we have our hands up overhead, you know, hands up equals heart rate up. When it beeps again, we get to put our hands down. We're going to do a punch, punch, kick, which is exactly what it sounds like. We punch, and then we kick. So punch, punch, and kick. Punch, punch, and kick. And yes, I do have to say it out loud for at least the first couple of reps until I get into the rhythm of it. When it beeps again, we're going to be doing forward hinge arm flappers. Again, pretty much what it sounds like. We're going to be flapping our hands as though we are doing jumping jacks, while our body, our lower body, is going to be doing deadlifts. It's a forward hinge because we're pushing our hips back behind us. When it beeps again, we're doing disco dancers. One disco hand is going to reach up and out to the side, while the opposite foot taps out to the other side. To me, it reminds me of John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever, which is why I call it this. And that hopefully gives you enough of a mental image that you know what you're doing when we're doing disco dancers. And our final exercise in this circuit is goofy jacks. It's a little bit of a squat, but again, not a full squat. Hands are going to be doing jumping jacks. When we come up and out of that little squat, one foot is going to come flying to the side, and then the other foot. So you guys, this was the circuit. You've seen everything. It wasn't too bad, right? Right. But we get to do it all one more time. So when it beeps again, we're coming back to that walking interval. Whew, we can bring our heart rate down a little bit. Unless your heart rate feels amazing. Here we are with walking. If your heart rate feels amazing, you could actually take this at a bit of a brisk walk as well. It's always up to you to do whatever kind of moderate feels best for you today. When it beeps, we're doing those papa squats. I like to put my hands on my thighs when I come down into this little papa squat. Totally up to you what you like to do. You can squat deeper or not. Totally up to you and what feels best for your body. The big part of this exercise, honestly, is getting your hands up over your head. That's where we get the cardio. That's where we get our heart rate raised. When it beeps again, we're doing day breaks. Hands going gently, flowing gently from side to side overhead while we tap from side to side. When it beeps again, we're doing those punching curtsy steps. So we're twisting into that curtsy, not a lunge, just a curtsy step. You're just stepping behind you as wide as you can go and or feel comfortable with while we're punching towards it. Excellent job getting a good twist there in the middle. Whew, doggies. Awesome. When it beeps again, we're doing half jacks. Half of a jumping jack at a time, the right half, and then the left half. Awesome job. Excellent. Here we go with half jacks. I'm trying really hard to concentrate for whatever reason. These transitions today definitely feel like a workout for my brain. So I'm going to have more of a conversation with you when we are doing our strength portion. Right now, I'm really focusing on making sure that we actually get to all of this cardio. When it beeps again, we're doing skiers, hands going up and down in front of us, feet shuffling back and forth behind us. And honestly, that's a good metaphor too for how the weight loss plan kind of works in your life. When it beeps again, we're doing big arm side shuffles. Sometimes we can be totally focused on it, and sometimes we don't even really need to be focused and it still goes easily. Today is one of those days, here we are with big arm side shuffles, where I'm really having to think about things. And I want you to know that if that's what happens to you, some days are just like that. When it beeps again, we're doing dancing. X is going to make a nice big X with our body. Hands are wide, feet are wide, meeting in the middle on one side with an opposite elbow and opposite knee, and then crunching on the other side. Awesome job. Making sure that you're breathing, making sure that your core is pulled in tight. And no, of course, I don't care if your elbow and your knee actually touch. Mine certainly don't. When it beeps again, we're doing punch, punch, kick. Exactly what it sounds like. A little bit of a rhythm going with that. Punch, punch, and kick. And kick. Very nice. When it beeps again, we're doing forward hinge arm flappers, and we have made our way, you guys, almost to the bottom of our list for the second time. So go ahead and check in with how you are feeling with your heart rate. So when it beeps, we're doing those forward hinge arm flappers. Booty goes back, booty comes forward. Your hips are driving this motion, and your hands and your torso are kind of just along for the ride. Hands are doing jumping jacks, but of course there's no jumping today. When it beeps again, we're doing disco dancers. Not much of a twist in it, but you'll notice that when we reach across our body, having one hand going one way with one foot on the opposite side going the other way, here we are with the disco dancers, that you really feel this work right there in your abs. Like we've talked about this month, all work is ab work. When it beeps again, we're doing goofy jacks for the second and final time. You're doing such a great job with this cardio, little squat. Hands are doing jumping jacks. One foot comes out at a time. And I will tell you, you guys, when it beeps again, okay, we're done with the cardio section. We're clearly not finished with the workout. I already told you that there's going to be a whole nother section. It's a total body walk today. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back to walking, and I'm going to do something unprecedented. I'm going to change the intervals, because the 20 seconds, I knew that was not going to be enough for our strength, and I really didn't want to have it be beeping constantly and me having to remember if we were on one interval or two. So I'm going to change the intervals. For our strength portion, we're going to be doing 45-second intervals. We're really going to have a nice long time to just kind of sink into the exercises. So I'm going to be quiet for a second here, because I clearly cannot do two things at once, and I'm going to reset my timer. All right, 45 seconds. And are we ready? We're kind of ready. We're mostly ready. So we're going to go ahead and take this down, and we're going to bring our heart rate down a little bit. We're going to go ahead and grab our dumbbells, and we're going to start with high knee press-ups. And here's the thing mentally that I want you to think about. Now we're really focused on form. Now we're really focused on moving slow and controlled. We're starting with high knee press-ups, which is exactly what it sounds like. You going to go? Oh my goodness, you guys. Let's go ahead and keep walking, apparently. All right. Okay, I gotta put my dumbbells back down again briefly, because I gotta put this back on me. There it goes. All right, let's go ahead and do some high knee press-ups. You know, I really could edit that out, but I know I'm not going to. Here we go with high knee press-ups. Really thinking about pulling in your core. One knee comes up while the opposite hand goes up overhead. You guys, here's the metaphor. Here's all of our metaphors today. Sometimes things are easy. Sometimes you have to think about them really hard. Sometimes things do exactly what they're supposed to do, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes your weight loss journey feels like you got it started, and then, you know, you're just kind of barely hanging on. Here we are, 30 days in, and some of us, honestly, are still working on consistency. Some of us are still kind of figuring out calories, kind of deciding. Here we go with curtsy curls. Go ahead and put your elbows right into your waist. We're going to come down in a curtsy lunge, or we're going to kick out to the side. Either one is totally fine. A curtsy and a curl. I couldn't get down very far on that side because kicked the chair. When it beeps again, we're going to get into a split stance, and it does not matter which foot goes forward and which foot goes back. We're going to be doing split stance rows. So that means that we're going to be bent forward just a little bit, even while we're in that split stance, and we're going to be rowing the dumbbells up to our armpits and then back down. This is slow and controlled. Core is pulled in. We're not getting a ton of reps done. This isn't meant to be all-day strength training. It's meant to be a very efficient workout. So split stance for me, I'm going to think about putting my left foot forward, because that one is harder. We're leaning forward just briefly, or not briefly, but just slightly. Row it up and let it come back down. As you're rowing up, you're really thinking about squeezing from your big back muscles, pulling back with your elbows, keeping your elbows really close to your body and squeezing them back as though you're going to touch them in the middle of your back. You're not, of course, but that's how you can really locate those muscles that you should be squeezing from. When it beeps again, we're going to switch our split stance here, and we're going to get some flies done. What that means is that rather than pulling the dumbbells up to your armpits, we're going to fly them out to the side. Awesome job. go ahead and get into that opposite split stance, leaning forward just slightly, and fly. Thinking about pulling in your core, thinking about knowing where all your feet are. We've talked about this balance before, about how your back foot absolutely wants to kick out to the side. See if you can challenge yourself to have all 10 toes facing forward and really get that bonus core work out of this too. When it beeps again, I'm going to be doing squats. You are welcome to do any kind of a kick you like. I've got squat plus a side kick, so you are welcome to do like maybe a front kick, side kick, whatever feels like a good challenge for you where you are right now. So I'm going to have the weights right here on my shoulders, going to squat, and as I come up, going to side kick, and then squat, and then side kick. You are doing such a good job. Really changing pace like this feels very different for me. I don't mind changing paces, going back and forth, but basically doing 2 workouts in one like this, I love how challenging it feels. When it beeps again, we're doing a front raise, side raise combo. One arm is going to be doing a front raise, while the other arm is doing a side raise, and then of course, we're going to switch. We're going to go back and forth between those. Good job. Making sure that you're breathing. Excellent. So both palms facing your body. They're both going to face the ground when we get them in their upright position. But then we're going to switch. So one of them is doing a front raise. One of them is doing a side raise. My friends, the thing about your weight loss journey is that you will meet plenty of obstacles along the way. And I do not mean that to sound like anything other than encouragement. Honestly, you're capable of dealing with obstacles. When it beeps again, we're going to do those high knee press-ups. Sometimes it will be as simple as your timer not working. Sometimes it will be as simple as things just didn't quite go your way, but they mostly went your way and it all turned out okay. And sometimes it's going to feel like this is the hardest thing that you've ever done and you really just want to quit. And I want you to know that that is part of the journey. That is, in fact, maybe an important part of the journey. Here we go with high knee press-ups. Weight start at your shoulders. One knee goes up while one arm raises up overhead. Really relaxing into this work now. This is what I love about strength training. It is kind of relaxing. It's a little bit meditative. We really have to focus in on our body, pulling in your core, knowing which muscles are moving, how they're moving, whether or not you've got your biceps next to your ear, all those kinds of things. When it beeps again, we're doing curtsy curls. Elbows going to be locked right into your waist. We're doing curls with your hands and arms, and your lower body can do whatever feels best for you. I'm going to do curtsy lunges. You can do anything that feels good, whatever kind of a kick or not a kick. You're welcome to just do curls, frankly. I'm going to step forward so I don't kick the chair, and here we go. You guys, here we are on day 30, figuring out how we're going to move forward. I will tell you that the way you move forward is any way you want to. You have figured out so much this month. You are figuring out lots of things about your weight loss journey. As long as you are continuing to move forward, you are moving forward. When it beeps again, we're doing those split stance rows. And I know that, especially because I'm about to tell you, that you can repeat this series as many times as you want to and keep losing weight as long as you want/need to, and that it will still be, here we go with the split stance rows, it will still be effective the 10th time through, the 15th time through, the 100th time through, the same way it has been here. Exercise does not drive weight loss. What drives weight loss is you. You being willing to learn and try new things and mess up sometimes and have things not go your way and have obstacles stand in your way and still keep doing it. That's what drives weight loss. When it beeps again, we're going to do those split stance flies. Going to change our stance. Also a metaphor. Sometimes you just need to change things a little bit, put the other foot forward, and everything looks different. Everything feels different. Really thinking about your balance. Here we go with flies. We're opening up. Also a metaphor. You guys, literally everything I say today, it's all metaphors for weight loss. Here's what I've learned, honestly. Here's what I've learned about everything in life, I mean, let's really get metaphysical here. Everything in life is like everything else in life. If you have had success at one thing in your life, you can absolutely, positively have success at anything else. And I know for a fact you've been successful at something. All you have to do is channel that energy. When you figure this out, you will have it figured out. When it beeps again, we're doing that squat plus a side kick, which doesn't have to be a squat for you. You are welcome to do anything that feels best for you. Also a metaphor. You guys, we're gonna squat and then we're gonna kick off to the side. But for reals, like in your weight loss journey, there will be things that I tell you that you have to do that are so important, that this is the way things are done. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Make it work for you. You can do anything. When it beeps again, we're doing that front raise, side raise for the second and final time. You guys, we've made it through. I mean, almost. We've got one more thing, but the front raise, side raise, honestly, I think those are easier than the squat and the side kick personally, which is kind of why I ended on that, because I wanted you to know that we don't always have to finish with something ridiculously hard. I mean, I do have a finisher for us afterwards, but it doesn't have to be ridiculously hard. Here we go with a front raise, side raise. One is a front raise, one is a side raise. Not really a metaphor on that one. Almost everything I've said today has had some kind of metaphor. But the guys, here's what I want you to take away from this. First of all, that you are capable of doing all kinds of things. Second of all, that if you don't have it all figured out on round one, you don't have to. You can absolutely have a round two where you can figure things out even more. And then you can have a round three, a round four, a round five, a round whatever. When it beeps again, I will tell you, we are done, but we're not quite finished. I am gonna drop my weights, not on my foot. I'm gonna put them down on Blossom's chair. I am not gonna do the finisher weighted. You can, but I'm not. We're doing super slow overhead to high knees. Oh, hi, Rosie. How are you, sissy? I didn't even see you come in. Hands up overhead. You're gonna bring up one high knee. Nice and slow, nice and controlled. Hold it there for a couple of seconds if you can. And then we're gonna pull up another one. Pull in that core, find something to focus on. Don't think about how the cat and the dog are gonna be chasing each other around in just a second and probably be underfoot. Because that's probably what's gonna happen. But the next time it beeps, you guys, is the last time it's gonna beep on our second to the last day of this Walk Off the Weight series. You have done such an amazing job every single day this month, and I am so proud of you. Awesome job. Oh my gosh, let's cool it down. That felt really good. I really enjoyed that. And honestly, I mean, speaking of metaphors, let's go ahead and do some arm circles. That's not a metaphor. But I hope that this whole month has kind of felt like that. Like, okay, this is unusual. That was different. There were some hiccups in the middle there when Paula couldn't get her stuff together. But that was neat. That was neat. I like it. It's a funny word to use. My friends, here on screen, I am going to have for you your daily reminder every single day, no matter how many rounds of this thing you do, the 5 things that we do every single day for successful weight loss over age 50. And of course, I'm going to have the extended cool down for you too, because sometimes it feels amazing. Let's go ahead and do a nice open up. Sometimes it feels amazing to have just a little bit more cooling down. Give yourself a hug and a pat on your back. Oh my goodness, what a good job you did today. It feels so nice. You know, the way that I always sigh and enjoy when we start a workout, I sure do love finishing a workout too. You guys, I hope you had a good time today. Make sure that you click that subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow.